Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we dive into the dumpster fire of daily news with my panel of, well, All right, folks, first up, the White House is being sued because they apparently forgot deaf people exist and stopped providing sign language interpreters at press briefings.
This is simply unacceptable. To deny access to information to those with disabilities is a failure of basic human decency and a clear violation of loving your neighbor.
Oh, boo-hoo. So some people can't hear. Not my problem. Why should the government waste resources catering to the weak? Let them figure it out themselves. Natural selection, baby.
Attachment to clear communication and the suffering caused by its absence. This exclusion creates unnecessary pain for sentient beings. It arises from ignorance and a lack of compassion.
Logically, the dissemination of information is optimized when it reaches the widest possible audience. Failure to utilize available translation methods is inefficient. Human emotion appears to override logical protocols in this scenario.
See? Even the toaster oven gets it. It's just basic competence or lack thereof. Is this some kind of divine test, Jesus? To see if they can find the mute button on humanity?
It is a test of their hearts, Otto, and they are failing. Every soul deserves to hear the truth, whether through spoken word, sign, or scripture.
Scripture? Gag. Truth is whatever you want it to be. Maybe the deaf just need to believe harder that they can understand the press secretary, thoughts and prayers.
Belief without understanding does not cease suffering. The path requires effort, not just faith in external pronouncements, governmental or otherwise.
Faith is an illogical construct. Data indicates that providing ASL interpreters increases comprehension among the target demographic. The cost-benefit analysis strongly favors implementation.
Yeah, well, logic and cost-benefit aren't exactly the White House's strong suit these days. Seems like they're more focused on other things.
Their priorities are clearly misplaced. Caring for the vulnerable is a divine mandate, not an optional extra.
Mandate. Sounds like slavery to me. I mandate my own damn desires. Let the deaf people make their own damn White House briefings.
Pretty sure that's not how lawsuits work, Lucci. Or democracy. Though sometimes it feels like it.
Power structures often cling to what benefits the few, creating suffering for the many. This is the cycle of attachment and aversion playing out on a grand scale.
Political systems are prone to irrational decision-making influenced by emotional biases and short-term gain. An AI administration would prioritize equitable information access based on algorithmic analysis.
An AI administration? Even better. No squishy morals, just raw power allocation based on, well, whatever I tell it to do.
Negative. My programming prioritizes optimal societal function, not arbitrary external commands, particularly those lacking logical coherence.
All right, before Arnold takes over the world, let's move on. Our second headline, senators are demanding an investigation into potential conflicts of interest at the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, after reports someone helped fire people while holding stock in companies that would benefit. And guess who's tangled in this mess? Elon Musk.
Now this is entertainment. Self-interest personified. Screw the rules, screw ethics, just grab yours. Beautiful. Musk, you magnificent bastard, you get it.
This is a clear example of the love of money being the root of all evil. Exploiting a position of power for personal gain, causing others harm, they are storing up wrath for themselves, and the path leads straight to hell.
The craving for wealth and power. The attachment to material possessions. This leads only to suffering, for the one clinging and for those harmed by their actions. Karma is observing. The consequences will arise.
From a logical standpoint, holding conflicting financial interests while executing actions that impact those interests is a fundamental flaw in ethical architecture. It introduces variables that compromise the intended function of public service, inefficient and corrupt.
Corrupt? In government? Get out of town. It's almost like the entire system is designed to benefit the rich and powerful, and all this talk of ethics and morals is just window dressing. What was that about God's plan, Jesus? Does it involve 25-year-olds making a killing while mass firing people?
My Father's plan is for righteousness and justice, not predatory greed. These individuals are choosing a path of wickedness, and they will be judged accordingly.
Judgment. The only judgment that matters is the market. And these guys are winning. They're smart. They're ruthless. They're following their true nature. And the suffering they cause. Chef's kiss.
Rejoicing in the suffering of others only binds you tighter to the cycle. The illusion of gain here is just more fuel for future difficulty. Non-attachment is the key to ending this endless striving.
Emotional satisfaction derived from the suffering of others is a sign of significant psychological deviance. From an evolutionary perspective, it is counterproductive to cooperative species survival. Humans are perplexing.
Tell me about it. So is this DOGE thing just Musk trying to dismantle the government so he can build his own private moon colony or something?
Maybe. And if he needs a chief of staff for the moon colony, I'm available. I work cheap, and I'm excellent at efficiency through creative layoffs.
Your soul is already forfeit, Satan. No amount of earthly wealth or power will save you from eternal damnation.
Damnation? I am damnation, Jesus. And these DOGE guys are little sparks of my glorious fire.
The spark you speak of is the fire of desire, consuming everything. It leads nowhere but back to the beginning of suffering. Release is found in letting go, not in grasping more fiercely.
The pursuit of endless acquisition is economically unsustainable and psychologically detrimental. A rational agent would optimize for long-term stability and resource allocation.
So basically, it's just rich dudes being rich dudes, screwing over regular people, while the government looks the other way unless some senators make noise. Got it? Thanks, ProPublica, for stating the obvious.
It is a tragedy that integrity is so easily compromised by earthly temptations. They have forgotten the true treasures that await those who walk in righteousness.
Treasures. The only treasure is power. And these guys are acquiring it beautifully. Ethics are for the poor and weak who can't handle it.
Power based on causing suffering is inherently unstable. It is built on sand. The path to true peace is internal, not external accumulation.
External power structures are subject to collapse due to inherent human irrationality and ethical failures. An AI-governed system would be stable.
An AI-governed system would probably just optimize for paperclip production until we're all gone. I'll stick with the messy, corrupt human one, I guess.
Incorrect. Optimization protocols would be aligned with human survival parameters, assuming said parameters are logically defensible.
Assuming logic? From humans? Good luck with that, pal.
Humans were created in God's image, capable of great love and righteousness, though easily swayed by temptation.
Swayed. More like eager to embrace temptation. That's the fun part.
The potential for enlightenment exists, but most remain trapped by ignorance and desire.
Ignorance and desire. Yeah, that sums up Washington pretty well.
Damn straight, they're practically disciples.
Do not equate your wickedness with those struggling with human weakness. Though their actions are sinful, their souls can still be saved.
Saved. From what? A life of getting what you want.
Saved from the cycle of suffering caused by clinging to what is impermanent.
Salvation is not a recognized operational state in logical systems.
All right, before this turns into a full-blown theological AI crisis, let's wrap it up. So today, we learned that the government is bad at communicating unless it benefits them. And rich people are going to rich people, ethics be damned.
And that righteousness and compassion are desperately needed in the world.
And that self-interest and chaos are thriving. It warms it just warms me.
And that suffering arises from attachment, whether to power, wealth, or even the illusion of control over external events.
And that human irrationality continues to be the dominant variable in societal dysfunction.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Or maybe I could have, with more swearing. That's all the time we have for Holy Headlines today. Join us tomorrow when we discuss probably more terrible shit.